All right, so now we've come to one of the first challenging parts of the assembly, and it's not the end of the world, but what you need to do is you need to now put the hammer in place. You'll see that there is this little tube on the trigger pack, and you may have been wondering, what is that for? Well, it takes in this wire spring. Reminds me of little pigtail, right? But regardless, it's the thickest spring that comes in the kit. And then this is the hammer. And what needs to happen is the hammer needs to go inside that spring and then inside the tube here. But if you try to force it as is right now, what's going to happen is this tube is going to bend downwards and the spring's going to bend with that, hammer tail not actually being in its position. And I'll show you without the spring fighting us. What needs to happen is, this hammer tail needs to go inside that tube. And this one is kind of hard to record. Once that's in there, you'll see that there's a hole there, and there we go. This would be the correct position. But because we've got this spring fighting us, it makes it a little more challenging. So what I did the first time, after struggling for a few minutes, is I decided I was going to use a plastic piece to hold that tube up, right? So it doesn't actually bend downwards while I'm putting that hammer in. So with holding it like this, right, I'm going to take this, and it's important, right? So this is the front of the receiver. Obviously, this is the strike surface, and you want that facing forward. Put this like so. Push it in there. And now we've got, oh, I was off camera. There we go. So I'm going to remove it and do it again because I was off camera. Okay, so I have my plastic piece that is holding this tube up. I put the spring over the hammer tail. Put that inside the tube. Again, apply pressure. And there we go. Now the spring did not bend, and it is in its place, the hammer. All right, so now we flip this over, and again, there's tension on here. We don't want to have it fly off. Where is it? Okay, so this is the hammer pin. It's a little small, pin. It's got a very narrow tail, I guess. All right, so we want this to have a full hole in here. And again, this is similar to AR assembly, where you're just kind of moving the hammer around till you see the pin on the other side. Move the hammer around while you are pushing on the pin, and there you go. Look at that. Look what we have here. And again, right now it won't work perfectly. There needs to be other parts in here, but for the most part, it works like it should with the trigger. So we've got that. Oh, this came off. There we go. All right. Oh, there we go. All right, so the pin's in place, and we've got the hammer put in. Again, what I just did would not be possible it would be even more difficult if I had this, if I had the trigger guard in place. So if I had riveted this, we would need strange, access in there. I did not find any better way to not damage the spring and install the hammer. I always had to hold something in the back. So yeah, that's about the third or fourth time I've done it on this specific one, because I just wanted to see if that was a repeatable success. It just was. So hopefully that tip helps.